So I'm a week on from the Conor fight, and I've watched the rerun of the kick again and again and again. And I think I've decided that he was probably feeling something before the fight. I'm not saying that it went before the fight. I'm just saying I think he felt something before the fight. I mean, everything was weird about the night. You know, his weird little showing that he's kicking the pad thing. I mean, obviously I didn't think of anything at the time. I was just watching it thinking, oh, he's just kicking a pad. But on reflection, the way he was kicking the pad, how I don't want to say gingerly. I don't say he was moving gingerly, but you know, it didn't look like, you know, he'd hit the pad loads of times. Hit it, what, 3, maybe 4 times? Usually before he'd be whacking the pad and doing all sorts of stuff, showing off for the camera. He seemed very subdued, very conservative. His energy wasn't high. Maybe that is because he hasn't fought for 5 years, and was maybe a little nervous. But that doesn't strike me as Conor. You know, that's not his MO. The whole point of him is that he's uberly confident. And then his ring walk was weird. That weird hop he did when he took his feet. I don't know if anyone noticed that he took his feet. I'm sure you all blew. What am I talking about? Of course you all noticed. When he took his feet out of his shoes at the beginning, just before they get in the ring, he did this weird hop on his left leg. Might mean nothing, but the way I see it, you know, if your leg is injured, if your knee, for example, is injured, and I've experienced this, when you take your foot out of your shoe sometimes, it's almost like it's the leg gets pulled away from the knee and there's a bit of sharp pain. I'm not saying that happened, but he hopped on it where he needn't have done. His leg was out of the shoe and he could have just placed it down. I don't know, maybe we're all reading into it a bit more because we're so disappointed about the fight, but it looked weird to me. And then his manner in the ring was weird. He wasn't doing his usual. He did this one thing where he put his arms out and tried to do his Conor, but he wasn't there. And I get the feeling he threw that high kick because he knew his knee was gone, and then he was able to go, whoa, there, that one hurt. Because I didn't see, I'm the type of guy that slow-mos stuff, you know, zooms in, slow-mos. Usually when the knee goes like that, if there's a rupture in a tendon or something, you usually see it. And I don't actually think his knee was in a weird angle. I think his knee was in a normal angle, and he landed pretty normally. It's not like his knee dropped inwards or anything like that. I think it was already gone. Loads of people disagree with it. I personally think it was already gone. So massively disappointing. I hope he's back. I hope he does fight Holloway again. I think Holloway deserves to fight Conor. He would have been massively disappointed. My opinion is this: whether his knee went or whether his knee didn't go, he loses that fight. I don't think you can go 5 years and then fight someone like Max Holloway and expect to come back and win. It's the only sport, right? The combat sports are the only sports, particularly MMA, where you can be gone for years and then come back at top level and expect everything to be normal. You wouldn't get it. I've said it before. You wouldn't get a footballer doing it. You wouldn't leave Man United at 30 and then retire. 5 years later, come back and go, oh, by the way, Mike, I'm ready to come out of retirement now. Can I have a contract? Carrick could be like, what are you on about, mate? You know, it was 5 years ago. The game's moved on. You're older. You haven't been training. You haven't been playing at this high intensity. No, you can't. No. The best you're going to do is play, you know, 3rd division football. You know, so I don't know why we're surprised that this happened, I guess is my point. And because of that reason as well, I think he loses to Holloway, even if his knee was fine. Thankfully, there was possibly the best dance I've ever seen in the UFC. The Paddy Pimblett dance on Benoit was insane. That finish was insane. If you've missed it, go back and check it out, especially if you're into your grappling. But yeah, for me, that saved the day, even though it was another kind of less than a minute fight. So let me know what you think. Is 5 years too long out of the game? Would Conor have lost even if his knee was bad? And was his knee already injured? If you don't agree, let me know in the comments. If you agree, give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe.